Amazon hijackers, and how to make them walk the plank. I'm your host, Coach ℎ𝕗, and you're watching another edition of 15-Minute Income. In this episode, guys, I will discuss what a hijacker is, what an Amazon hijacker does, how to know if you have a hijacker, how it can affect your business and your sales, how to get rid of a hijacker, what is the next step if Mr. Hijacker doesn't leave. I'm going to give you free resources and tools in the description section of this video, guys. Free link. A free article from Jungle Scout that's tremendous, great read for educational purposes, definitely is going to help you out. I'm going to give you a link to a template that I use that's super effective, and I've been able to get rid of my hijackers in less than 24 hours using this template, and a checklist of steps. If Mr. Hijacker doesn't leave, then you can just follow this checklist on what to do next. So guys, before we get into it, just a couple quick things. Make sure you're following us on YouTube. Hit that like button in the somewhere around here, but definitely check out our channel, which you're watching right now, of course. But definitely make sure you like us on YouTube. Check out our Facebook page, Coach ℎ𝕗. Just type in Coach ℎ𝕗 in the bar, and hopefully you follow us. Our content gets uploaded to that page first, and then we release it on YouTube. So let's get right into it. A couple resources that you obviously own is Jungle Scout. Jungle Scout can help you with your hijackers. So if you're dealing with a hijacker, it'll help you know if you have a hijacker. So, the first question was, what is a hijacker? A hijacker is somebody who is selling on your listing without your permission. In the private label industry, we create listings from scratch and brands from scratch because this allows us to own the buy box. And unless we gave somebody else the rights to our product, and the rights to our brand, and the rights to launch under, they're not allowed to sell under our brand. Now, some people might say, well, I sell other people's products all the time. I do retail arbitrage. I'm always buying stuff. It's not my brand. I'm shipping it to Amazon. How is it any different? Well, here's where Amazon comes and gets involved. You're not selling counterfeit products. You're selling products that are in fact what the customer wants to buy. If a customer wants to buy, I'll take a Mickey Mouse beanbag, and it's a specific Mickey Mouse beanbag by Disneyland as a trademark. If you're hijacking that listing and sending products to Amazon, it better be exactly what the picture shows down to the label. And with hijackers, it can't be the case unless, and this goes back to why it's critical that you're branding your private label product with a brand, because when a hijacker jumps on your listing, if your product is branded, that person who ordered your product specifically wants your product. They want whatever your brand is, plus the logo, plus whatever you offer as far as customer service. They want your brand specifically. They don't want some replica from somebody in China who jumped on your listing and is selling a fake version. It might be very close or exact to what you have, but it doesn't have your logo. That is an infringement on Amazon's agreement and policy. So we'll get into that in a little bit, but we're going to talk about that specific stuff. So exactly what a hijacker is. A hijacker is somebody that jumps on your listing without your permission and sells by undercutting you. And and takes your sales. So why is it beneficial to hijack people's listing? This is kind of what hijackers do. There's a whole business. The theory is there's a whole business of hijacking. Especially, it's not too often you'll see hijackers in USA. It does happen, in the US and Canada, UK, Mexico. It does happen. Often most hijackers are actually from China for the most part, because what they'll tend to do is just jump on listings that are doing extremely well. They know that these listings are doing extremely well, and often their price is at the tip or peak of its profit. So they know that if they jump on a listing that is doing 1,000 to 2,000 sales, then they can steal a lot of those sales by undercutting the price, and they can stay on that listing for as long as the owner of that listing doesn't catch them. So that's essentially what a hijacker does, is it jumps onto listing and hijacks the listing, ultimately stealing the buy box. And until you notice them and deal with it, they'll take all of your sales. How to know if you have a hijacker. So I'll show you a couple ways to figure out if you have a hijacker. We'll jump on. It's really easy to see if people have hijackers. I'll use something that we all know. FIDGETs, fidget spinners. So one way you can know is if you have a hijacker is if you have Jungle Scout. If you have Jungle Scout, you can run a Jungle Scout search on your listing, and instantly, let's say, we can see it right away. Let's say you're this guy, you're Addison. That's your brand. Okay, that's your listing right there. You're selling fidget spinners for $6.70. That's your brand. Okay, now if you look over to the amount of sellers, as a private label seller, you should only have one seller. Okay, unless you authorize another seller to sell under your listing. Now, in this case, there are two sellers. Click the link. And now what you'll do is you go right to your ad cart area, and just below the ad cart area, there's going to say other sellers on Amazon. It's going to show you who else is selling this exact same product. So now we see that there are two sellers. We have Addison, who is selling his for $8.95, and he's a prime. And then we have FAJLF455, who's selling it, undercutting his price for $6.70 plus free shipping, but he's not prime. So it looks to me like FAJLF455 has hijacked this listing, and obviously is not giving anywhere in comparison the quality of what Addison is giving the customers. Obviously Addison is giving prime, so it's 2-day shipping options, all that type of stuff. This one is giving you 2 to 3 weeks. So we do know that this is coming from China. This person has hijacked a listing, and so that's exactly what a hijacker does. And that's an easy way to figure out if you're being hijacked. The other way to figure out if you're being hijacked is you're probably doing extremely well. You're probably selling 10, 15, 20 units a day. Have you ever had a day where all of a sudden you only sold 3 units? Chances are you probably had a hijacker hijack you for that day. Sometimes they'll hijack your listing and then disappear. Most of the time they'll stay until they get caught. So if your sales all of a sudden completely dived or are non-existent day after day, you need to check if you have a hijacker. Let's say you don't have Jungle Scout. Simply just go to your listing, type it in, check, do I have a hijacker? Same thing, just check if there are other sellers on your listing. If you don't have a hijacker, your listing will look like this. We'll jump to a guy who is a single right here. So Addison is back to, there's another Addison option right here. Okay. This particular one, let me open it up, has one seller and it's just Addison. So you'll notice that there's no other sellers listed on the right hand side of the page, just Addison. Okay, so that's how you know he does not have a hijacker. Okay, And this is common in retail arbitrage, is you'll have multiple sellers on brand name products that people are buying low and selling on Amazon for an increase in profit. And there may be up to 10, 15, 20, 100 sellers. You know, in this case, this one by UCLL brand fidget spinner has 10 sellers. Okay, so basically what happened is 10 people have that exact same fidget spinner. It's a generic listing, and so they have all jumped onto this listing as a seller. So now you'll see all these different sellers with all their different brands right here. BTEC, BN, Nick, Ness, Eco, UCLL has been pushed to the very bottom of the listing. Okay, so that's a brand that has basically been hijacked by 10 different sellers. So that's essentially how you figure out if you have a hijacker or not. Now, how does it affect your business? Well, it affects your sales. At the end of the day, like I said earlier, is that when you're hijacked, your sales plummet. Usually they go to zero. You might have had 2 or 3 in the morning, and then all of a sudden you completely stop, and the next day you're like, where'd my sales go? You need to check your listing and see if you are being hijacked. How do you get rid of a hijacker? Well, there's 2 steps. Usually in the first step of getting rid of a hijacker, it's effective and it works, and they leave you alone and they move on to hijacking someone else. So step 1 of getting rid of a hijacker is using a template letter and sending it to the hijacker. I'm going to leave a link to a template that I have in the description below. Definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you're going to borrow the link. That's all I ask, is just give me a thumbs up, take that link, use it, do with it as you will. I'm going to show you the template right here. It's a cease and desist letter. Excuse me. It's a cease and desist letter, and I've bolded the parts where you're going to insert your brand name. So let's say your brand is National Geographic. You're going to insert your seller name. Hi, Coach Chris Beck. Or sorry, you're not going to insert your seller name. You're going to insert the seller that you're reaching out to. So let's choose one right now. Let's say that I am dealing with, let me go to that single one. I'll give you a demonstration right now. Go back. Okay. So this guy has 2. So we'll jump onto his listing. Okay. So Addison was the main one. Now we'll go to right here, 2 new sellers, or 2 sellers of this product. We'll reach out to this one here. Okay. So we're going to click on the seller information right there. Click on the seller information. So now you have all the information here. This is the seller. You're going to go and ask the seller a question. And this is how you'll be able to connect with the seller. I am going to have to, what the heck? I am a new customer? Well, no, I'm just signing in. There we go. Let's put in my code. Sorry guys, I should have loaded this. Okay, so I'm logged in. I've clicked on ask the seller a question. Now contact the seller. So now here you're going to tell them that I need assistance with an order I placed or an item for sale. You're going to choose item for sale. When writing a message, include the product name or the ASIN. Tell us more about your issue. You're going to drop down menu. You're going to go product details. Okay. So now you're going to go write a message. Okay. So now you're going to jump on, grab that template from my description below. You're going to copy it. Okay. And you're going to paste it into the character setting. This is under 4,000 characters, so you won't have any issue there. Okay. So now you're going to go back to the top. Now you can customize it previously to pasting it in here, but you're going to go and put in the seller's name. Okay. Hi, FAJLF455. I see you are selling the name of the fidget spinner. You're going to put in here. Okay, so I forget the name of the brand. What was it here? Let me see if I can find it. That's not it. It's right here. Addison. So we're gonna go at @ADDESSON Addison, and we're gonna call it fidget spinners. Addison fidget spinners. However, I created and you're going to put it in again. You're basically putting in the brand about 5 or 6 times from scratch, and have never resold any wholesale items to any other seller. I own the brand and have not authorized you or anyone else to sell. And then you're going to put in the brand again. Go back up here. Addison fidget spinners on Amazon. If you are selling a different brand while posturing as Addison, I get a little chuckle when I read it because it's a great template. While posturing as Addison fidget spinners, then you are selling counterfeit products, which is something that Amazon takes very seriously and will shut down your account without warning. If you do not remove your product from the, and we'll put it in again, Addison fidget spinner listing within 24 hours, I will have to contact Amazon and issue a formal cease and desist letter. This is obviously not an ideal situation for either of us. So I hope that you take heed to this note and remove your product from, and we throw it in one more time, we're putting it in like 10 times, from Addison fidget spinner listing immediately. Then you're going to go, thank you for your prompt attention. Sincerely, put your name. In this case, I'm just going to put Coach Chris Specht. But I would actually put in my real name, Chris Ducharme, because I do own the brand. CEO, put in your brand at Addison. And you can put in Addison as the main one. You don't have to put in Addison fidget spinners. You put it at Addison. Once that's complete, you're going to send the email. And I'll tell you what, I'm just going to send it. See if this guy disappears. Message has been sent. Okay? Now, within 24 hours, it's very likely that guy is going to disappear. Highly unlike, well, who knows? I'm not the seller of Addison fidget spinners, but we sent it off, and we'll see what kind of reaction we get from that person. So that is the template, guys. That is what you want to send hijackers when you run into that scenario. Now, what is the next step if Mr. Hijacker doesn't leave? He reads that letter and he responds back to you and he says something like, you're not the brand owner, or whatever the case. He challenges you. What is the next step? Well, put it this way. I mean, there are so many sellers on Amazon right now that have a brand, have put a brand out, and have done all the right things, branded their product, but they maybe not trademarked it, or they maybe have not registered the brand with Amazon. It doesn't matter. Bottom line is, if your product has possibly a brand on the box, or you've redone the box, it has a brand printed on your product, and it's your brand, and no one else has that brand. And all you have to do, the next step is, so let's say they don't leave. I say he, could be a she. They don't leave your listing, they stay. Then you are going to have to pursue it. So it's a 2-step. Step number 1, you're going to have to purchase his product. Okay? Step 1, you're going to have to purchase his product. You're now going to have to purchase product, wait for it to come in, try to get to you as fast as possible. If it takes 10 days, it takes 10 days, because often they're selling from China. It may take longer, maybe take 2 weeks. You have to wait for that product to get in. Then you're going to take photos. You're going to take photos of your product, the brand of your product, how your product looks, the packaging of your product. the real Addison fidget spinner. Then you're going to take photos of their counterfeit product. You're going to take products of the product you received, the box you received from Amazon, open it up, slice it open, take a photo of it in a box, take it out of the box, take a photo, take a video if you need to. Do them both and then screenshot each part so that you have a video and you have a photo. Okay? So you're going to take photos of your product, then you're going to take a photo of the counterfeit product. Then you're going to send all the photos to Amazon and file a complaint. There is a complaint link on Amazon that you can complain if somebody is selling a product that is counterfeit or against Amazon's terms of agreement. I'll find that link. I'll post it in the description below so that you have an easy link if you need to get to that step. It'll be on the steps. I'll include that. So then when you reach out that link, it's an easy survey format letter. I'll print out your information, the ASINs. From there, you will send the photos of what you got, and there is also a proper a template letter that I'll include as well, that you can include on how properly to present to Amazon your concerns to get rid of that person that has hijacked your listing. Okay, so that's essentially how it all goes, guys. Appreciate you watching this video, and definitely check out the free resources and tools in the description section of this video. The free article link from Jungle Scout is going to talk about all of what we talked about in this video. I'm going to also include the link for that hijacker cease and desist letter. I will send that to you as well. It's easy to do. I just have it here. I can share it, get that link, bam, copy it, and I will post that in the description link below as well, guys and girls. And I will also do the checklist steps. If Mr. Hijacker doesn't leave, I will post that in the description below of exactly what you need to do. But these will also be in that Jungle Scout letter. If you don't own the Jungle Scout product, I'll throw a link in the description below. You can click that link. You'll get a discount. You get a free trial. And I think I get a kickback of like $5. So if you want to support this channel, you also get a discount too. So if you go through my link, then I get a little bit of kickback. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. We will check to you later.